Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun. Three formidable names etched into the annals of history. But how do these titans of the past stack up against each other? Each of these men hails from a different corner of the ancient world. Alexander, born into royalty in Macedonia, was schooled by the philosopher Aristotle and ascended to the throne at the tender age of 20. Genghis Khan, on the other hand, came from humble beginnings in the harsh steppes of Mongolia, rising to power through sheer force of will and military genius. Attila the Hun, a fearsome warrior from the Eurasian plains, was known for his ruthless tactics and the terror he struck into the hearts of his enemies. Their conquests, too, paint a varied picture. Alexander's empire stretched from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, a testament to his ambitious vision and military prowess. Genghis Khan's Mongol empire, while not as wide-ranging, was notable for its rapid expansion and the innovative military strategies employed. Attila's Huns, feared across Europe, brought the Roman Empire to its knees, forever changing the course of Western history. Yet, despite their differences, these three share striking similarities. Each left a lasting impact on the world, shaping borders, cultures, and societies in ways still evident today. Their rule, marked by brutal acts, was forged in the crucible of war and conquest. Their names have become synonymous with power, ambition, and the allure and danger of absolute authority. And while their stories are steeped in the violence and upheaval of their times, they also offer lessons about leadership, strategy, and the human capacity for both greatness and destruction. Whether viewed as heroes or villains, their influence is undeniable, their legacies enduring. Our focus today, however, hones in on the life of one particular ruler, Alexander the Great. As we delve deeper into his story, we'll explore the complexities of his character, his motivations, his victories and defeats, and the profound mark he left on the world. So, buckle up, history enthusiasts, as we embark on this fascinating journey into the life and times of Alexander the Great. Born to King Philip II of Macedon, Alexander's journey towards greatness began at an early age. A child born of royal blood, Alexander III was destined for a life of power and prominence. Raised in the palace of Pella, the young prince was privy to the workings of a kingdom, watching his father manage affairs of state, wage wars, and strategically expand his empire. A significant part of Alexander's formative years was his education. The king, recognizing his son's potential, sought the tutelage of none other than Aristotle, the renowned philosopher. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander learned about philosophy, politics, arts, and sciences, a holistic education that would serve him well in his future endeavors. However, the most profound influence in Alexander's early life was undoubtedly his father. King Philip was a shrewd and formidable ruler, known for his military tactics and diplomatic skills. Alexander observed, learned, and absorbed these traits, preparing himself for the day he would ascend the throne. That day came sooner than expected. In the summer of 336 BC, King Philip was assassinated, propelling the 20-year-old Alexander to the throne. The young king, however, proved his mettle early on. He swiftly quelled rebellions, consolidated his rule, and set his sights on the Persian Empire, the most significant power in the world. Alexander's initial conquests were nothing short of phenomenal. He led his army across the Hellespont, defeating Persian forces at the battles of Granicus, Issus, and Gaugamela. With each victory, Alexander's empire expanded, encompassing Egypt and large parts of Asia. His military genius, coupled with his relentless ambition, made him an unstoppable force. But Alexander was not just a conqueror, he was an empire builder. He established cities, spread Greek culture, and fostered trade relations, leaving a lasting impact on the regions he conquered. However, beneath this veneer of civilization and progress, a darker side lurked. His hunger for power was insatiable, and his brutal tactics were only just beginning. As Alexander's empire grew, so did his reputation for brutality. Alexander's path to greatness was not without its dark spots. One such mark was the destruction of Thebes. In this ancient city, he displayed a level of brutality and ruthlessness that would become a defining trait of his rule. Fueled by a thirst for power and control, Alexander razed Thebes to the ground, sparing neither man, woman, nor child. This act of savagery was not an isolated incident, but a chilling preview of the horrors that were to come. Similarly, Alexander's handling of revolts was marked by a heavy hand. Those who dared to rise against him were met with swift and brutal retribution. His approach was simple yet terrifying: crush the rebellion and instill fear in the hearts of his subjects. His tactics were not unlike those of Genghis Khan, the Mongolian warlord known for his devastating conquests and bloody reign. In fact, there are striking parallels between Alexander and Genghis Khan. Both men were driven by an insatiable desire for power and were willing to go to great lengths to achieve it. They ruled with an iron fist, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Their brutal methods served as a stark reminder of the price of dissent. Attila the Hun, another infamous ruler, also shared a similar approach. Known as the Scourge of God, Attila's reign was marked by violent conquests and merciless punishments. He, like Alexander, ruled with an iron fist, crushing those who dared to stand in his way. Interestingly, despite their brutal reigns, these men were seen as exceptional leaders. Their power was rarely challenged, and they maintained control through a combination of fear and respect. They were strategic, cunning, and ruthless, traits that, while terrifying, were key to their success. However, even the most formidable leaders are not immune to the sands of time. Despite his brutal reign, Alexander's power remained unchallenged until the inevitable happened. All empires, no matter how great, eventually meet their end. This statement, as we've seen, rings particularly true for Alexander the Great. His final years were marked by struggle, both personal and political, as he sought to maintain his vast and swiftly built empire. Returning from his campaign in India, Alexander found his empire in turmoil. His absence had led to revolts and disputes among his generals. The invincible aura that once surrounded him was beginning to fade, replaced by a sense of vulnerability. Alexander was no longer the invincible demigod his soldiers had once believed him to be. His personal life was also in disarray. Alexander, though a great conqueror, was not immune to the vices that often accompany power. Excessive drinking was said to be a constant companion in his later years, possibly a means to escape the mounting pressures of ruling an empire. Then came the most mysterious chapter of Alexander's life: his death. At just 32 years old, in the prime of his life, Alexander fell ill after a night of heavy drinking. His condition rapidly worsened over 12 days, leading to his eventual demise. The cause of his death remains a mystery to this day, with theories ranging from poisoning to natural causes such as malaria or typhoid fever. The aftermath of his death was as chaotic as his life. With no clear heir to succeed him, his empire was torn apart by his generals, each vying for a piece of the vast territory he'd conquered. This period, known as the Wars of the Diadochi, marked the end of Alexander's empire and the beginning of the Hellenistic period. Alexander's life was a whirlwind of power, brutality, and mystery, a life that left an indelible mark on the world. His story serves as a stark reminder that even the greatest of empires can fall, and the most powerful of rulers are, after all, only human. Scene script: Alexander the Great, a name that resounds through history. But what is his legacy? As we delve into the impact of Alexander's reign, we see a complex tapestry woven with threads of conquest, cultural exchange, and the formation of one of the largest empires in history. His influence rippled through time, touching civilizations near and far, leaving an indelible mark on the world's stage. Alexander's empire, sprawling from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, served as a melting pot of various cultures. This integration led to the Hellenistic period, characterized by a blend of Greek and Eastern cultures, which had profound influences on art, architecture, language, and philosophy. The echoes of this cultural fusion can still be heard in our modern society. Alexander's military strategy was a marvel, a testament to his tactical genius. His innovative use of phalanx warfare, combined with his fearless leadership, laid the groundwork for future military tactics. His influence on warfare could be likened to that of Genghis Khan, who revolutionized Mongol warfare with his use of mobility and psychological warfare. In comparison to Attila the Hun, known for his brutal and ruthless tactics, Alexander's legacy is more multifaceted. While Attila left a trail of destruction, Alexander built cities, spread Greek culture, and fostered learning. However, the brutality of Alexander's reign cannot be overlooked. His path to power was marked with bloodshed, mirroring the ruthlessness of Attila and Genghis Khan. Alexander's untimely death at the young age of 32 left his vast empire without a clear successor, leading to its eventual fragmentation. Yet his legacy endured. His name became synonymous with greatness, his life a testament to the heights and depths of human ambition. Whether admired or feared, one thing remains undeniable. Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, and Attila the Hun shaped the world as we know it today. Their actions, their decisions, their triumphs, and their atrocities have left an indelible mark on the pages of history, reminding us of the power of human ambition and the cost of unchecked power.